I mean, probably not that many
Broadcasting
people
live.
watching us. But here we are. We're 3 generations on the live stream here, getting together to maybe talk about a few things. I'd like to introduce myself as Cosmonaut Hex or Crypto Cosmonaut Michael.Hex, along with my father, Michael, and my son, G Money.
G Money Hex.
Yeah, man.
The 3 generational hexicans.
Yeah, so have you guys seen any of the charts lately, or coin market cap or anything?
Well,
Hex is almost at a penny.
Say that?
Hex is almost at a penny.
Wow.
Is it? Yeah, so it's like 0.009.
Well, I haven't been able to follow Hex that much yet because I'm just starting to learn about it, doing some reading about it.
You could just download Staker app.
Staker app?
Yeah.
How's that spelled?
Like STAKER.
Okay,
Staker app, that's all it's called?
Yep, right?
Staker.app, yes. And that will give you all...
now, is that something like MetaMask?
No. Staker app is for your phone.
Okay.
And what it does is it holds your the wallets that you have. Hold on, I'm unplugged here. What the hell's going on? Where's my cord?
What cord?
The cord to my computer.
Oh, I don't know.
I have it.
You have it? Where's yours?
I'm pretty sure this was mine because I left it out there by the desk.
Nice. My battery's about to die. Great. So, that's what going on in the middle of the next street.
Is your cord upstairs? Because I'm pretty sure that's mine.
What do you mean? You took it out of the computer?
No, I took it out from by the wall when I did schoolwork at the desk.
Plugged into my computer.
Yeah.
Okay, you took it out of the computer then. Yeah. No, it's my cord. All right. So, do you have enough power?
Yeah.
Great. So, where were we?
We were at the beginning.
Yeah, right? The beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I've seen how Bitcoin has gone in the past like 6 days, 7 days, maybe 8 days, from $18,000 to $25,000 coin. It's incredible.
It's like 20% or something.
Yeah.
every day.
Every day is going up. Every day.
Yep. Wasn't it something like 25,000 on the 25th, 26 on the 26th, and 27 on the 27th?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was almost like a daily thing.
Come here. Come here.
Are you guys still hearing feedback?
Say it again.
You still hearing the feedback?
A little bit. A little bit.
It's like...
So I wonder if I take this out, if that affects it better.
It's not really like an echo. It's like you're talking with a cup over your mouth.
Me? Really?
Kinda.
Well, these what do you call these headphones with the bone technology in them have the mic and everything in them, but I also had the mic plugged into the laptop, so that would have been reversed. But yeah, Dad. So when did you get into Bitcoin? At the beginning of the year?
I got into Bitcoin probably just before the COVID lockdown. Was that March?
Yeah.
Or I think what happened basically is I've been working with, as you know, I've been involved with the Department of Corrections for about 35 years on both the East Coast and the West Coast of the state of Florida. Anyways, I go up there on Thursday nights. I'm an assistant chaplain, and I work with different guys up there. And I wound up meeting this one guy named Craig, and he was telling me that he was going to be getting out in 3 months. This was a crazy story because he got in trouble in Oklahoma or up the Midwest somewhere. I'm not sure what it was, but when he got out of trouble, he decided to leave that state, get away from his old friends and the things he was doing, and move to Florida. So he moved to Florida. He's probably 35 years old, 30 years old. Anyways, whatever he did in his home state cost him his driver's license because when he got to Florida, he couldn't get a driver's license. So the guy's a cook, and he bought him one of them electric scooters where you go back and forth to work on it. He's a real big guy too. He's probably as tall as you are, Michael, maybe even an inch or two bigger, but probably another 75 pounds bigger. Big guy. Anyways, he bought this scooter and he was going back and forth to work. And one morning, a cop pulled him over for whatever reason and then arrested him for driving the motorcycle without a driver's license when you don't, in fact, have to have a driver's license for the kind of bike that he had, for the kind of scooter that he had.
Like a moped?
Like a moped, exactly. Anyways, the guy arrested him on the spot, and he wound up going into the system, and he was in the system for 6 months. He was there 3 months before he went to court because he had no bail or nothing, and then he spent another 3 months in there. By the time I met him, so he told me the story what happened. In the meantime, while he was in jail, the apartment he was in, he lost everything. Lost his clothes, lost everything because he was gone for 6 months. They took everything out, dumped it, rented it out to somebody else. And he's telling me this story. And, you know, like I said, I've been doing this a long time. So I check into different things and find out people are giving me a line of crap or what. Turns out that what he told me was true, and so when he got out, he didn't have any place to stay. Everything was gone. I hooked him up with another friend of mine who runs a halfway house for people that are recovering from addictions, and I hooked him up over there. And the guy got a job, and he wound up putting together enough money over the first month or so, bought him another electric scooter, and started going back and forth. And about that time is when we moved out of our fifth wheel into this house that we're in now. So I had it parked and I was trying to sell it, but I really couldn't get any bites on it. Long story short was I cut a deal with this guy and I helped him get it all set up in the park here. He didn't have any money for a down payment or nothing, but I wasn't worried about him taking it. And I set up to where he would pay me every month a certain amount of money through Cash App. One day I'm going through Cash App and I see the thing about Bitcoin in there that you can buy Bitcoin. And it kind of sparked my curiosity because by that time you and I had been talking about the cryptocurrency and I'd been doing a little bit of research, trying to understand it a little bit.
Can't see that.
Now, so anyways, long story short, is every time he started paying me every month, I just took that money that he gave me and bought Bitcoin with. In other words, if he sent me 400, I bought $400 worth of Bitcoin. And it turned out at one point, maybe 2 months ago or 3 months ago, whatever it was, I had accumulated approximately $4,300 from the sale of my RV to this Greg guy. And at that time, I had converted all that money into Bitcoin. I just left it there because I didn't need it. I was working, my Social Security check. And today it's worth over $10,000. So the money's more than doubled. Not even a year. Hasn't even been a year, and the money's more than doubled. And as it's been growing, it's intrigued me more to get more information about the cryptocurrency whole thing. And so I've been reading things about it. I talked with you not too long ago about the hex coin. I'm looking to transition some of that money into the hex coin. Um, you know how I am. I'm the type of person that I really like to know what I'm doing before I do it. I do a lot of research, and I don't know, it's just the way I've always been. But so that's my story. That's how I got into it. I wanted to help somebody out, and in turn, it earned me as of this point, it's earned me over $6,000 profit. Plus, he still owes me another 3,500. By the time I get that, who knows what'll happen with you know, they're talking about it reaching 300%. You know, 2021, 22. So there's a lot of positive affirmation out there, and then if you dig deep, no matter what you're looking at or looking for, you're always going to find the negative. That's always goes along with it. So hopefully, we're all have enough understanding of it to where we can avoid the pitfalls and just turn like it is into a good thing. That's my goal.
Good goal to have, you know, and a lot of people that are in this don't do their own research. You know, they'll be watching a lot of personalities on YouTube and buying into what they're selling. Maybe try to mute yours, Dad. Mute your screen. So whoever's talking, just maybe have the unmute, or is it you?
It ain't me. He muted his screen.
Okay, so now.
So maybe I should mute mine too while you're talking. I don't guess I have to have it on. How do I do that?
Well, it's not making any sound now. Wait, now it's making sound again. So that was G. Turn it off. The mute.
You just press the little mic at the bottom.
Yeah, there's a little mic you can turn off.
Do you want me to turn it on?
Yeah, unless you have the question, then pop it on. You know. But I know you should have a question because like you was asking about something before we could all try and get into. But what I was trying to say was about these personality. I mean, I'm even learning this more and more. How you have these personalities with thousands of subscribers.
It's glitching a lot.
I'm glitching.
Yeah. Just talk a little slower, maybe.
Talk slower. Okay. These.
Is this also being recorded as it's going out live stream?
Yeah, we're just live streaming it. We're just
no. My
doing.
question is it being recorded at the same time as being live streamed? Can you go back and watch it?
Oh, it's it's because it's going to YouTube. So YouTube usually posts the next day for a live stream.
Oh,
that was the thing.
Well, no, the reason why
what are you posting on?
You can go back and watch it. You can see and hear what's going on, and that would help you to maybe fix whatever the problems are. Because when you're talking, you're cutting in and out, so you're not really. Was I cutting in and out too?
No, your mic sounds fine.
Okay.
You got the AirPod Pros?
Yeah, I got AirPods in my ear, and then I'm just watching it on my tablet.
Maybe because the fan's on?
No,
I think
I have my fan on. My fan's on full blast above my head. You can see it. Not the fan. Something else. It may not be conducive with your headset, Michael, because you got a mic in there and you got a live mic on the desk. So the two of them could be conflicting with each other.
Yeah, but I turned that mic off.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So it's just off your computer?
Otherwise, I can't hear you guys without the headset.
Well, you're not breaking up now. You weren't breaking up just then.
Okay. Maybe I'll just explore. I've made it a little bit more quiet anyway. But I can hear when I talk. I do hear a little bit of glitchy.
It's good now. Just talk like that pace.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
good.
So, yeah, those little things, it gets irritating hearing that. But talking about the influencers that are on YouTube that have thousands of subscribers, these coins, they give them money to promote the coin. By the time they start promoting the coin, he's already got his bag full of coins, and all the people that are, together in the first layer all have their bags full of coins. So they start promoting it to the public and let the public buy in and pump it. And then as soon as it gets to the top, they pull out and they dump on everybody's head. They dump all their coins on everybody's heads. And that's how it's been in this space. And it's really frustrating as being a hexican and understanding what we have here with hex is we have pure decentralization. Even Bitcoin is polluted. Bitcoin is just, far from being polluted like the dollar's polluted. But it's polluted. It's not decentralized, but it's decentralized. Only 2,000 wallets, 40% of the Bitcoin, right? So there's a small amount of people that have a lot of Bitcoin. And the abundance of the people have portions of the Bitcoin, and it's unit bias. And that's another thing with Hex. Hex is not unit bias. There's 600 plus billion Hex able to withstand a global economy.
That's incredible.
It can handle all the fiat all over the world, take it in, and it actually is programmed to grow by the way that there's this address called the origin address, and this is like the CEO of decision making, where this origin address goes. Because that whole year, that whole few months I was telling you about Hex, we were looking forward to big payday, and that was to attract. There's two ways to attract people. There's many ways to attract people, but the Bitcoiners were attracted by getting a free airdrop. So if you held Bitcoin on December 2nd, you would just have to put like a signature card or whatever signature digits in, plug in your Bitcoin, and you get, for every Bitcoin you got 10,000 Hex. So a lot of people got the airdrop.
Wow. Now, when they buy that, that's locked in too, right? That gets locked in.
Locked in for a year. They can't touch it for a year, and this process goes on for a year. So all along the line, it prevents the dumping on the head thing. So the traders that got in riding that Hex up to a penny and a half couldn't sell their bags because of how the OA was staking all the coins. So it actually protected the true investors in the platform were protected. People were discouraged on their big payday paychecks, on their amounts of Hex was reduced, but it protected everybody from losing value, all while you're gaining Hex if you're staked. You can continue to, Hex. You continue to make Hex when the price goes down, when the price is even, and when the price goes up. You constantly collect Hex.
Is it the same amount of Hex?
Same amount of Hex for what do you mean?
Like, if the price is half a penny, am I collecting 100 Hex at half a penny, 100 Hex at a penny, and 100 Hex at a penny and a half?
Yeah, that would bring up the U.S. dollar value of the Hex.
What are you buying? Different denominations?
No, like,
you got to just figure, just take the U.S. dollar value out of the picture. Take the Chinese yuan out of the picture. Take, the Canadian dollar. Take all the fiat currencies out of the picture, right? And what hex does is it mathematically compounds more hex by way of the resource of time, and the math that goes into it produces more hex. That's why the way the shape of the logo is pointed up and to the right. It's programmed to pump, and what makes it great, it's the most transparent thing ever. You could see every metric and parameter in this thing. If you want to search for it, there's a website that can give you that figure. How many wallets are coming in per day? What stakes are ending today, tomorrow, through the next 15 years. You can look at every stake and plan your stakes around those stakes. So it actually helps you with analytics. The analytics in this thing are hybrid analytics. It's like I couldn't even begin to search and find out what's within this. But if you're of that expertise and you want something provable, I mean, this is provable with the certified. You can buy Bitcoin data, but you can't follow. We don't know who's buying, who's selling, and all that shit. How many wallets? We can tell how many wallets. All you can read on Bitcoin is just like the transactions. That's all. It's like, okay, where did this wallet go and that wallet go?
It's more like it's a profit and loss sheet. It goes up and down.
And sideways in all different ways. It's amazing. It's amazing, but it's really polluted. And what happens now is they have the custodials have their tentacles in all this, for the investors that just don't want to touch it. You do it for me kind of thing, and I'll pay you. That kind of what are they like? Grayscale and Fidelity, the hedge funds, the hedge funds and the big conglomerates are all invested. This event that's happening in Bitcoin right now is not a retail event. The retail event happened in 2017. So now it's an institutional event. Retail's going to come in.
There's a big portion of large corporations buying massive amounts of Bitcoin right now, according to what I read.
Right.
It's probably the beginning of filtering out all of the other different ways to buy and sell products by using all the cryptocurrency. They know something we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be respected, but it's not going to hold the number one spot. Gold doesn't. I mean, all the gold that sits in a vault. It doesn't do nothing. That's what Bitcoin's going to be. And
I'm excited about it. I see how the trends are changing. So when the trends change, there's always room for profit, room for error. So a lot of things are going to happen. I think once they determine who the president of this country is and what's going on, because so many of the other countries around the world are really they set their trends based on the direction this country is going. So I think everybody right now is kind of like waiting to see what happens. And we're either going to see a big inflow or a big outflow here in the next 30 or 45 days. Oh,
Dad, our president, this guy in office, he made an oath to protect this country from enemies, foreign and domestic. And I've never seen a person more transparent, more to his word, like a president. I mean,
yeah, he's committed. He definitely follows through. He's a committed guy. He says what he does, and he does what he says.
So January 6th,
we're going to see either how corrupt the legal system in this country is, or how corrupt it's not. So I believe myself that Trump is going to wind up being the victor. I think that a lot of things are going to change, but what I think and what I hope for is not necessarily the way it could wind up. I think a lot of people are in the same position, But that's the bad news. The good news is we don't have to wait much longer. Right around the corner now. And then we'll know, what direction that, at least for the next 4 years. And at that point, I think a lot of major players are going to make big decisions that's going to affect us either in a positive way or a negative way. There's no other way for us to say it, I don't think.
I watched, there's another stream, there's a bunch of streams I watch, all different kinds of people during Hex. But this one stream with Joe Hexotic, at the beginning of his streams, he says the Our Father, the prayer that Jesus said, right? You follow me?
Well, I'm not understanding exactly what the prayer has to do with the coin.
With the coin?
Yeah,
no, it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the coin.
Okay, so I missed what you were saying about the prayer.
No, he starts his streams with the Our Father. He starts his streams with a prayer. Okay,
who does?
Because he's a streamer, Joe Hexotic. Okay, he had given his testimony about how he became Christian and drugs and alcohol. He did, and his channel kind of talks about that and gives a testimony on there. But I was just saying that because what we're talking about, we're not talking about the hex point. I could talk about hex and give you religion, politics, and finance, all within hex, all there.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
But what I'm getting at is like I wanted to throw a prayer up to God, and I think when he does his stream, he says a prayer, whatever. It's like us getting together on the telephone, and we're talking about serious stuff here. We're talking about money. We're talking about our country. What better way to use a voice so that God hears it, Instead of him just like trying to read everybody's heart, you still got to voice it out there, and this is the platform to do it on. And nobody's trying to worship a coin. Nobody's trying to do anything like that. But there's pretty serious stuff that we can talk about. But to put God first, I'm like, damn, I forgot to do that,
Well, I agree with that. I agree with the fact that we should always put God first. We don't always do that, but we should. And I think that it benefits us, help us understand more about what's going on around us and in us and through us. But between you and me, I think God cares more about our attitude in life and how we handle different situations than he cares about some of the things that really don't matter, because it's all going to be gone soon anyways,
Yeah, but there's still got to be some fight left in this country. It's like if the true Americans, blue, red, orange, whatever you want to call it, if they don't come out, because they're going to have to come out. It don't matter who it is.
Well, they've been coming out, haven't they? They've been coming out. I don't think any president's raised as much people to support him for the past 6 or 8 months or a year with all these Trump trains and parades and everything. I mean, I've never seen it. I've been around a long time. I've never seen no president, not Clinton, not Obama, and definitely nobody, not even Reagan. I mean, Reagan was a good president, but he didn't have the kind of outward support like you see people in this country right now. So he's definitely the first president that's ever honored God the way he has, openly and over the airways, and I think that that's fantastic. I think what a lot of people misunderstand is that he's still a man. No matter what. I think Pastor Caleb
Man,
once said, man at best is only man at best. You know,
God's man.
so or something to that effect. But
You know that. I mean, he's God's man. I mean, the Bible
yeah,
tells us that God appoints his leaders. Obama was
yeah,
God's man,
yeah.
you know?
No, I believe he's God's man, but God's men don't always wind up on top in the end. Moses died, never went into the promised land. David, he
Yeah,
wound up,
he did.
all his kids were killed. So there's a
He
lot
did.
in the mix that we don't know about. There's
Hey,
a lot
Dad,
in the mix. Yeah.
I mean, Moses did go to the promised land because wasn't he
Well,
there at the transfiguration?
well, Moses is in heaven, I believe. Yeah, I'm talking about going into the promised land, crossing over the Jordan, and getting into the land of fruit and plenty. He never made that. He died. He died
Yeah,
before that.
but what I'm saying is when Jesus was praying in the garden, who was there with him?
Oh, in the garden or in the Mount of Transfiguration?
The
Moses.
transfiguration.
Yeah. Transfiguration, supposedly Elijah and Moses.
Yeah.
But that's theory. That's based on Bible. I mean, it doesn't actually verbatim say that, but all the other things that lead to it have led men to say that that's what they believe who it was. Like sometimes I think we get into areas discussing things that have no business us discussing because there's no way to prove it. And if you can't prove something, then it just becomes a theory or a
An
nice
opinion.
conversation piece or complications. Doesn't really accomplish anything.
That crypto and Bible rhyme.
I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot of things that are going to be opened up over the next couple of years, if the Lord don't come back before then, that are going to lead right to all of this one world monetary system and everything else that's talked about.
Yeah, so I was thinking about something with hex, and bring hex into that. Oh, okay. So yeah, I could very well see hex as a global currency because hex is the final authority for the voice of the people. Okay, sooner or
How
later.
can it become? How do you think it become a global commodity if you have to lock your money up for a period of a year or so at a time? How do you spend
You
that
don't.
money?
You don't have to.
Oh, you don't have to.
No.
So there's two types of investment with hex. One that
You
you
know
lock
how,
it in like a CD, and the other is just like a checkbook.
like how you could use Bitcoin, like
Okay?
how the price fluctuates up and down.
Right. So
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with the money that you put in for a year at a time, or 2 years, or 5 years, or whatever you decide. That's a whole different use of the currency.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could hold it just like any old currency, right? You can put it in a wallet and hold it, but you really want to open a bank, and by staking, you open up a bank. And you have your own Federal Reserve. Because
It's
when
like
the stakes are done, you're printing the money. It only comes out because you're.
So that's what the MetaMask is for, right? In that account,
Yeah,
that's what that's used for.
that hooks you to go.hex.com. Stake.
Well, I think that might be a good subject for us to talk about next time. Write down a few things that you got on your mind. I'll write down a few questions about that,
puppy.
and maybe we can pick it up from there.
Do you only have Bitcoin,
Yeah, I
or do you
only
have any?
have No, I don't have anything but Bitcoin. Well, actually, that's not true because when you and your dad were here back several months ago, that was before the pandemic too, I think. That's when your
Yeah.
dad set me up a couple of wallets or something, and they've got some coin in it that your dad put in it. I've never been able. I haven't. I shouldn't say I've never been able, but I haven't tried to access it. So I do have something. I don't know what it is, but for me, I only have Bitcoin, but I'm ready now to do a little bit of diversity. Take
Yeah.
a little bit of what I've got in my profit and put it into a different type of Bitcoin and not paper money. I don't want to take it out and put it in my bank. That's not what I want to do. I'd like to
Yeah, of course.
reallocate, or as
Oh,
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris says, I want to redistribute the wealth.
hey, and let me tell you something. That's the perfect thing to, as an example, how they have the power to do that through cash.
Yeah, yeah.
They have
Well,
the
that's
power to do
another
that
thing.
through cash.
I need to be
But
able to understand that a little bit more too to protect myself. Because if it ever does get up to, I mean, the way I look at it right now, if I don't put another penny in it and it goes over 300% in the next year or two, I'll have anywhere between $5 and $8 million.
but you got to put it in a wallet that you own.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm starting to really consider learning more about moving it and doing that because
Yeah.
right up to this point, I've just been watching it grow and getting excited about it. Now I got to get smart about it. You get excited, then you got to get smart, and then you get rich. Because
What
if
if
you
you were
get
making
excited and you don't get smart, then you go broke.
what if you were making more Bitcoin while the price was going up?
Well, that's another question too. You have to make a decision on whether you're going to pull out X amount of dollars to reallocate it. If you do it if the way I look at it, if I take the profit out, say I take $1,000 out, which is what I'll probably do. I'll take $1,000 profit out of the Bitcoin and buy hex coin with that. So $1,000 of hex coin, I don't know how much that'll give me, but it'll probably a garbage can full. And then that, hopefully, by the time that starts to grow a little bit, the $1,000 that I used to purchase has already been won back by more of the growth of the Bitcoin. Follow me?
Yeah.
It's like
It'll
playing
probably be it'll probably be around 100,000 hex.
with $1,000 worth of hex
Yeah,
coins, about 100,000.
because
Yeah,
hex is around a penny.
yeah. See, that's a
Or
good deal.
yeah.
It's like I bought some marijuana stock. I bought some pot stock. I bought 500,000 shares of this one particular pot stock about a year ago. And when I bought it, it was 0.0003, 3,000th of a penny. And now it's up to a half a penny. If it ever goes to a penny, I'll be a millionaire. A penny. You know what I'm talking about? I'll
Yeah.
have six or 700,000. If it goes to $1, and
Hell yeah.
right now, because recreational pot is pretty much being legalized and almost, it's growing and growing and growing. I think there's like maybe 25 states now, 25 or 30 states. But once it goes national, the growth, I mean, there's just, I don't know. It could be anything. But the thing is, it costs me nothing. All I can do is win. I can't lose, even if it's crazy. It's crazy. I just wish that if it all does go turn into big money, it would have been nice to be 25 or 30 years younger. I don't know what I'm going to do with it at 70. Have to get all the way to everybody. I don't need it.
Hey, Dad, I remember talking to you about this years ago. There's going to come a point when humanity is not going to need God because
Humanity's what?
humanity's not going to need God because the science and everything is so advanced. Just like, wasn't it like around this place around Babel?
Yeah. Well, it's no secret that almost from day one, from the moment that Adam and Eve disobeyed God. That's the way it's been. It's only become more profound because of more people. That's the only reason why. There's so many more people on the planet to where it's growing, and where you got 65 or 70% of the planet don't even believe in God. You know, I don't get it. So I used to think a lot about that and worry about it, but I don't think about that anymore either. I look at it this way. If the Lord puts somebody in front of me that needs him, I'm going to witness to him. And if he accepts the Lord, fine. If he don't, next. I don't stress out at that kind of stuff anymore. I don't get into arguments with people anymore. You either want it or you don't. It's like the cryptocurrency. You can talk to people and they give you all kinds of stories. It's like when you started talking to me about it. I only wanted to listen to you because you were my son. I didn't really care about the cryptocurrency or what it was doing. I had no intentions of getting involved. You were my kid. I'll listen to you shovel crap. I mean, but something happened. It sparked my attention when it did happen. When I made that transition with the RV and it turned into Bitcoin, then I remembered everything you said to me. Yeah, and then it was easy to catch up because I remembered a lot of things we talked about. And then I started, well, I got to think about this. I got to study about it. It's like anything else in life. You got a kid, you tell him for years to do something, he never listens to you, and then his uncle comes over one day and says, look, you shouldn't do that no more, and the kid stops doing it. And you wonder what the heck that's all about. You know what I mean? But that's life. That's the way it goes. So you can't take too many things too serious, but when the time comes around to look at something seriously, hopefully we're smart enough to do it. If not, then we're going to be in a losing proposition, I guess. But here's what I got to say now. I got to go, and I think that this is a good format. We got to tweak it out. You definitely need to get the microphone and all that. Everything that you're saying, Michael, is baffled or echoed. I would look into a headset with a mic on it and eliminate the earplugs, and eliminate the bone technology. Get a headset with a mic on it because it's right next to your mouth and you'll be able to hear and talk. Go out there and buy one, try it. If it don't work, take it back and get your money back. But I mean, I think that might be the way, or else you have to get yourself in an environment where it's totally soundproof, and you're not picking up whatever it is that it is. I don't know, because a lot of what you say, I'm hard of hearing, and I got the earplugs in my ear. But a lot of what
You're
you
muted.
said, I'm muted.
No, not you. Not you,
No,
Poppy.
me. I can still hear him.
Anyway, you got the picture.
Glitching. I can hear glitching with yours too.
Chipper, come here.
I don't know if it's me. I was having to see if you hear glitching.
Boy, the dog's gotten big.
Yeah.
Where's the other guy? Didn't you tell me you got another one?
Oh yeah. Sophie. Go take that the Dee in front of the camera. In Jeep.
No, Chipper's gonna run out. Come here. Close the door. Come here. Up. Come up.
Where's it all going?
Oh, he's a good sized pup too, huh? Look at that. Nice. Some white. Oh, he got that nice chest. Yeah, he's almost got that look of that. What breed
He's a
is
pit bull.
that? Yeah, the pit bull, right?
Yeah. Pit bull and lab.
And lab, yeah.
And then he's a lab and German Shepherd.
So he's Labrador's got friendly tendencies, and the pit bull's got some unfriendly tendencies. So
yeah, but it's the opposite with these two.
no
She's
kidding.
a sweetheart, and he just wants to play all the time.
That's good. That's good. Well, listen, fellas, I gotta go. I enjoyed
All right.
it. Let's do it again soon.
See you later, Dan.
All
Love
right.
you.
Bye.
I'll talk to
Love
you
you guys.
later. Love you. Bye.